Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all those of you in between, it is I, your host and Dungeon Master for the evening, Cranio Dad. We are picking up the tale where we left off with this amazing band of adventurers who are about to get some more information about what may really be going on around Saltmarsh, as well as to find out exactly what their role may or may not be. With that being said, I'll see you on the other side of the intro. We'll introduce our players, and we will dive on in. See you again soon.
Before we even start,
we're already there. I'm already laughing. All right. So, the stuff that goes on behind the screen is amazing. I love it. But again, welcome back. I'm your host and Dungeon Master, Cranio Dad. Let's go ahead and go around and introduce our players. Calder, you're up.
I am playing Calder Svensson. I am Adam, aka the Nerdy Viking, and we are definitely had a couple fun sessions there, a lot of snakes and whatnot, and so looking forward to seeing where this story goes.
And before we get to you, Circes, thank you so much, Chancellor, for the 500 bits, giving the party another Dissonant Whisper. We'll cover that in just a second. Circes, introduce yourself.
Thank you, Chancellor. We miss you, buddy. Enjoy your evening. So I am Scott. My Twitter and Twitch handle is Wily Hobbit. And I am thrilled to be playing D&D tonight. It has been a week, and the 4 hours of Eberron I got last night were simply not enough, so more escapism today. And I'm excited to find out what it is we're going to find out. So I don't think I've even slept all week since last time. So I'm a 6th level Bronze Dragonborn Paladin of Lathander.
And though her camera may be frozen, Deluge, feel free to introduce yourself.
My camera's frozen.
For me, it is.
Oh, shit. Well,
at least it's not an awkward pose this time. There you go.
Well, I'm Shannon Shanalogic across all the internet, and I play Deluge Marshhand, who is a bard, just purest of gentle souls. Never done anything wrong. Right, guys?
Leaving an awkward silence there and unfilled oddity.
Hi, I'm Kayla, also known as Miss Misery, and I am playing Oddity Price, the level 6 Misfortune Teller.
And not with us this evening is Chancellor, who you guys saw donate those 500 bits. That also gave us a Dissonant Whisper. Chancellor has some stuff going on tonight, but he's much in need of rest as a character. And Dissonant Whispers chat is your way to influence this campaign. As you can see in chat, Dissonant Whispers gives the players pre-roll advantage, or they can force pre-roll disadvantage upon me on anything besides death saves, because death saves just are mean sometimes. All that being said, let's pick up where we left off. Let me change this map, because I was already working on the next map for you guys and making sure that there were some some adversaries befitting of your skill set.
Some flowers and
Oh yeah, you know, it's gonna be a lot of it's gonna be like an episode with Julia Childs.
Oh,
excellent.
lovely.
Seriously,
I love her videos.
Yeah, she's yeah, true. All right, so when last we saw our adventurers, you had made your way from the Dragon's Cave through the swamp, being attacked by some coral snakes, which was a very weird thing to find in the middle of the swamp. With much battle and a lot of really good rolls, you guys were able to make your way through, and the lizard folk queen, Otho Kent, was able to get you guys into the lizard folk lair. From there, you had a conversation as she wound you through a few passages, and you entered the royal chambers. Upon entering, you found that you were being surrounded by lizard folk. There's a large lizard, which is known as a renderer. There's a few heavily armored guards and her advisor. And it was overheard at the end of the session that since that you had been able to get her back to where she needed to be, and you rescued her from the clutches of some evil people, that maybe they should tell you what they already know. So with that, the queen agrees and turns her head to face you and says, for many years, we've kept to our own. We've tried to avoid the going-ons in Saltmarsh. And that's been for the benefit of us all. But unfortunately, there's a problem. And that problem also involves Saltmarsh. And with what I saw from you guys, with recovering me and getting me home, I think maybe we might be wrong about the ability of non-lizard folkians to assist us with this matter. And she kind of raises her hand, and one of the guards shuffles off and leaves the room. There's a heavy, awkward silence for a while. As you guys are looking around, you can see that there's this weird blue light emanating from different sources within, but it's still rather dim. If you do not have the ability to see in the dark, it is a little hard for you to see, with the exception of these little, like, faint blue sconces. Most of the features look the same across the boards. There's a lot of shadows and things along those lines. You feel as though that you are under a heavy amount of pressure and underground. You don't really feel as though you walked down, but if you've ever been in a cave well underground, you sometimes have that feeling across your body of the pressure of the tons and tons of dirt upon you, and that's what you're feeling. It's a little unsettling, especially for those of you that are not used to it. After some time, the guard returns with 3 other guards, and in tow is I'm going to say it wrong, so I will allow, very gratefully, Matthew Mercer to say it for me.
Sahuagin.
A Sahuagin, who is wrapped up in chains. He looks rather beaten. Now, for Deluge, a Sahuagin is not necessarily a good thing to see. Nerdy Viking, for Calder, you've probably run across them. They are very much more lizard and dinosaur-esque. They have large frills that come out of their neck, a spine that goes down. Their skin is very oily because they're so used to being in the water. They have webbed toes. They usually don't have much armor, but if they do, it's usually made from things such as shells or coral or things along those lines. Whatever armor he had has been stripped. So there's that. And I need to move this camera for you guys over here, and I'm just now realizing that. So this is going to be awkward for a little bit. So sorry about that, players. But what actions would you guys choose to take at this moment?
I think Circes is kind of taken all this in. He's familiar with Sahuagin.
I would
having
think so, at
worked-
least, yeah, somewhat, yeah.
Well, in the City Watch and Waterdeep being on the docks and so forth, he's aware of what they are being down on the waterfront. I don't know that he's had a ton of direct contact with them, but I think he would recognize that that's what that is.
Mm-hmm. So I'd probably just kind of be wary of him now, because I've probably had some good and bad dealings with them in the past, so just kind of keeping an eye on them, and so.
Deluge is definitely going to be shifting a little uncomfortably, like sort of visibly uneasy, which I don't know if you guys have ever seen that yet.
Yeah, that's such a new thing.
And I would say that Oddity, Deluge, and Calder, you guys know them somewhat of Sahuagin. More commonly, they're referred to as Sea Devils.
So, Your Majesty, what? I'm flattered that you find us worthy to share what you know. What can you tell us?
For the last couple of years, it appears that these wretches have been preparing to take over this entire area. During one of our skirmishes not so long ago, we were able to capture this worthless piece of refuse. And we've been trying to interrogate him. We don't have a lot of information, but we have our ways. I would much appreciate it if you would let the townsfolk know of the looming threat, and that we would rather ally with people of your ilk in defeating these pieces of shit.
That's putting it light.
So you're saying you believe that they're planning an attack on your people, on Saltmarsh, on the region?
With a very grovelly voice. Do any of you speak Sahuagin?
Wouldn't that be Aquan technically? Like,
It's its own language.
Is it the same as Draconic?
It's exactly the different thing from as Draconic.
Okay, so in which case I do not speak.
Well, you hear a sound. I would say maybe a little bit Aquan. Maybe, like, it's kind of like if you speak French and you go to different regions in France, different words mean different things, so it's a little bit broken.
I think because I have like this telepathy thing, I can kind of understand. Like, if I can get into his mind, I can know what he's saying, as
Okay.
long as it's a creature that has like a certain swim speed.
What's the swim speed that you need? And I will tell you.
Let me see. I'm trying to find the thing, because I know it's here. Because for some reason, under my languages, it says like telepathy. So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck that. I can telepathically communicate with any aberration, beast, elemental, or monstrosity that has an innate swimming speed while it's in 120 feet with me.
Okay.
But it's only like a telepathy thing.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you hear a stream of words. If you choose to do that, you'll be able to talk to them directly, and so you won't be able to understand the language that they're using, but you would speak to each other telepathically. So there's this thing that is just, said, this murmuring of sounds, and one of the guards backhands the Sahuagin, and the queen kind of patiently looks at all of you and says, they are wanting this land for themselves by any means necessary. Peace is not an option.
Well, I've We'll definitely need to share this with the folks in Saltmarsh. I appreciate you. And I mean, we can't speak for them or the government, but I would assume they'd be open to working together to defeat this threat for sure. Any idea when or by what tactics?
Could be days, it could be weeks.
Well, then we should be moving quickly because we're, how many days are we at? 2-3 days from our house.
About a day and a half. She kind of points to another one, and she says something. You mentioned Aquian, and so Deluge, you'd understand this. In Aquian, she says, "Get a copy of the map, so that they can have safe travels home." And one of the lizard folk run off, and comes back with a scroll, and hands it to the queen, who then reaches out and hands it to you, Circe, since you're the closest one.
Very well.
And you open it up, and it's a crudely drawn map, but it's a map that shows where you are. It shows there's 2 entrances to this cave, and it also shows by way of a few maybe footpaths or trails. It shows where your house is. It shows where the outline areas of Saltmarsh are. It shows where the coastline is.
This would be very helpful for sure. Do you have any idea where these people are? I mean, they're ocean goers. Do they have a settlement or what?
She leans over and points one of her long fingers at the map, and she kind of circles an area. She goes, our last battle with them was in this area. It's an area almost equidistant to how far away you are from the house to that area. So it's in the other direction. So it's more inland, a little bit more towards the coastline that it exists further west from you guys. But we don't know where they are coming from just yet.
Any idea how many?
And she kind of looks over at the advisor who's next to her, and he says in pretty decent common, from the information we've been able to receive, it may be in the number of hundreds.
Can I try and telepathy or telepathically talk with this guy?
Sure.
I'm gonna just like casually, like not outwardly look like I'm doing anything, just be like, "What are your plans, brother?"
And you see the Sahuagin kind of sit up and look around, and he thinks, "Who the fuck was that?"
A friend trying to get you out.
They've got me. You must be close.
I am, but I got cut off from the rest of the group. Where are they? Where did you last see them?
They're probably back at camp.
I lost my map. Where is that again?
He kind of sits there and looks around a little bit. I don't even know where I am.
This is bad. Well, we can't delay our plans. We still have to move. So, do you know how many days you've been here?
3 or 4, maybe 5. But that's okay because they won't see it coming. It's only another 10 day, then we'll be ready, right?
That's the plan.
Send if you see him, send word to Doktor that they've got me.
Oh, I will. I will. Try to get to you soon. Be patient.
Okay.
And Deluge is just gonna slowly clap her hands. Just like quietly to herself and be like, "This is a treat. I enjoy this."
So the queen says, you guys have a map. If you need any provisions, we can provide what we can. but I look forward to a reply. I will have a courier stationed near the city, and the advisor kind of leans over and whispers in her ear, and she goes, "Oh, you guys are in the house. I'll have a courier stationed in the woods just outside the house. If you need
perfect.
messages, we can send back and forth that way."
Perfect. You're always welcome. I look at the rest of the group kind of for their approval, but you're always welcome at our home.
Of course. I mean, we kind of took that spot from you, didn't we? A little bit.
And she kind of, yeah, a little bit, but it's in good hands.
Well, mi casa es su casa.
Yes, you know how to get down below, I believe.
She goes, "Is that draconic? Because I don't understand that word."
That is
I don't
not.
know.
That is not draconic. I can assure you.
Pretty sure it's infernal.
Okay.
Well, we should get back as quickly as possible to Warm Night Breeze
Mm-hmm.
in the city. The
Maybe
village.
see how our ranks are doing.
Yeah, and the advice says I can escort you guys out. We have some provisions ready for you, and he begins to leave. Do you all follow?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. He kind of mentions, you guys did us a real good service by returning our queen. It's been rough for the last couple of days since she's been captured. If you happen to find any other lizard folk, there's one in particular that we've been looking for a month. His name is Oceanus. Last we heard, he was picked up by some people who were supposed to deliver some weapons to us, which is what we've been using against the Sahuagin, and they captured him on a ship and they sailed away. We were hoping to pay for him when they returned, but we never saw them again. Our shipment seemed to not have arrived before you guys apparently took over our house.
Well, we'll certainly do what we can to find him for you.
He's more than just another advisor. He's my brother, and I will pay handsomely for his return.
Okay.
We have no need
Very
for
well.
the gems we have, so I'd give you my entire stake.
We will do our best to find him. I'm sure he's not terribly far.
It would
You
mean a
said
lot
his
to me.
name was. You said his name was Oceanus.
Yeah, Oceanus.
Total aside, did I interact with that guy at all?
You never made it below deck.
Shit!
All right.
In fact, I believe you sent them away forever.
God.
Dear viewers, for those of you wondering, go back to my YouTube exclamation point YT in chat and watch like episode 3.
Well, should we get going?
Yeah,
I
let's.
suppose we should make double time back to the house.
So you're gonna move with haste?
I'm gonna actually pull the advisor aside for a minute and talk to him in Aquan.
Okay. I'll say while the rest of you are gathering provisions, checking over the cart, looking at the map, trying to make sure you're all ready to go. You're able to pull him aside and talk to him.
Look, I know they're moving in 10 days, so we have limited
How did you find that out?
trick. Spoke with him.
Your voice is breaking up a little bit.
I spoke with him in his mind.
Okay.
He thinks that someone's coming to save him.
Oh. Okay. So we have a 10-day.
Yes. So get as ready as you can in that time. Hopefully we'll have word for you as soon as possible, but if there's one thing I know, it's that townsfolk don't always agree on the best course of action when their lives are and politics take hold. Shit takes a while, so.
That's usually why we avoid working with anyone outside of ourselves.
Yeah, smart move, honestly, but be sure the queen knows.
Will do. And again, you can find Oceanus. I'll give everything I've got.
You don't have to.
Okay. So, in short order, you guys are able to get the cart and horse ready. Who's going to be driving the cart?
I can.
All right. If you guys are moving with haste, I can say that one person can be on lookout. If you move with haste, you could probably make it in less than 1 day.
Yeah, I'll stay on lookout.
Okay.
And we can rotate.
We can rotate. I like that. So we'll do an animal handling check and a perception check from the driver and whoever's on lookout. We have at least 3, if not 4, and I can roll on behalf of Rogelio. So, you guys are able to get on the cart and start on your merry way. Let's go ahead and get the animal handling check for the first part of the trip.
Okay. That's gonna be a 21.
With grace and speed, you're able to get something out of this horse and cart that most people wouldn't be able to understand. Let's go ahead and get a perception check at disadvantage, please.
At disadvantage, alright.
You're moving at such speed that it's going to make it hard for you to keep track of what's going on around you.
How many dissonant whispers do we have?
You have 10.
It looks like 10.
I was going to say, can I spend a dissonant whisper to...
You can. As a DM, I would advise you that you might want to hold on to those, but go for it.
Alright, then I won't. Now I'll just take the disadvantage. Alright, let's see. Disadvantage. Still not bad. 17.
17. As far as you can tell, everything is fine. Nobody is following you, and all is well. I will also backtrack a little bit and retcon this. It was mentioned by the advisor that they would be dispatching a courier who would rotate daily, and they will probably be about a half a day behind you. So, just that way you guys know. All right, next animal handling check, and who is going to do this perception check?
I'll go perception again, or this time.
Okay, animal handling.
Let's see, that's gonna be a 16.
Okay, not as fast as the first part of the trip, but you're still able to make some headway. You've slowed down just a little bit. That does not put you at disadvantage for your perception check.
I have a 10 on my perception at disadvantage.
As far as you can tell, everything is fine. You guys have made it halfway through the day. All right, Oddity, are you going to do perception check?
Sure.
All right, animal handling check first.
That's gonna be a 18.
18. All right, so you're able to pick up pace a little bit more. You're able to clear through some other pathways. You may even have found a shortcut that from another path that you were able to kind of guess and say, you know what, fuck it, let's go this way. And it was a little jarring, so at disadvantage, a perception check.
That is 13.
As far as you can tell, everything is fine. All right. You guys are nearing the house. You've traveled for a little bit over half of a day. You're making really good time. Let's get that potentially last animal handling check, and I will roll on behalf of Rogelio for his perception.
That's gonna be a 17.
All right, it's at disadvantage. I rolled the exact same number on both dice, and as far as you guys know, and as far as Rogelio is able to tell you, everything is fine. You're able to make it there in shy of 3/4 of a day. The sun is beginning to set. There is a lot of activity. It looks like some new buildings have been framed out. Some stonework is going in for a foundation for potential barracks. There have been some dummies that have been fashioned out of hay bales and straw and sticks, with some combat training going on. There is a small little there's a large table and a small little camp cook fire that's going. You can see that your followers are hard at training, just mostly with each other. And there's a couple of city guards that are sitting around, and Nightbreeze is standing out next to the well, taking some dutiful notes. And he sees you arrive and he raises his hand. He's like, "Hey, everybody, how's it going?"
Very well. Good to see you. Looks like you've been busy here.
And looks at all of you and kind of looks at Rogelio, looks at Calder, and says, "Look like you guys have been a little busy too. You guys okay?" And Rogelio just kind of holds up his.
We don't have a lot of time.
And Rogelio just kind of holds up his hand and says, "You guys, I'm fucking beat. I need to go sleep." As a reminder, Rogelio's been up for like 3 days, and he almost failed his exhaustion check twice. Should
we go to the table? Because we get the long rest if we're all at the cool table.
You can.
Talk later way.
That's right.
You can.
We need some time in that.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you all sit around the table. You place your hands on the table. After a short period of time, you feel a little bit of warmth. The table begins to glow. There's the sound. There's a humming sound, and you all take a deep breath and close your eyes for a second, and you feel completely refreshed. You have the effects of a full night's rest. Rogelio, Chancellor, if you're still watching, you can go ahead and level your character. Finally.
Guys, I found out some stuff while we were there that I didn't get time to tell.
One thing, we didn't discuss this beforehand in the last session. We didn't discuss the dragon stuff yet, right?
Nope.
Okay. Audrey's gonna cut you off and just go, "Anybody else got this shit going?"
Oh, I
long green streak of stuff down her face and neck.
I awkwardly pry off the glove that barely fits on my hand because I have webbed fucking fingers and forgot about that. and I have the white scale palm, and I'm like, "Yeah, anyone want a high five?"
Yeah, I'll show them my black.
Yeah, it's like I pull my my tunic aside and show the edges of blue scales on my chest.
Oh, God, Calder, no one wants to see your tits.
And
Put it away.
Rogelio removes the makeshift bandage from where Calder jabbed him with his axe, and you can see the red scales. Now all of you notice that it has gotten a little bit bigger now that you've gotten a full rest.
Okay, so of course all of you can hide yours. Mine's on my face.
I mean, we didn't notice it until now.
Rogelio's like, "So what the fuck is this from?"
Well, I'm curious if any of y'all had any dreams about Tiamat, because she's been
Horrific
in
nightmares.
my dreams.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Rogelio's like, you guys keep talking about this Tiamat thing, and I haven't had any dreams. The next thing I know, I get stabbed in the chest by Calder, and I've got red dragon scale coming out of my wound. Like, what the fuck, guys? What did you do?
Is it possible this is just a collective STD or something?
Rogelio nervously plays with his wedding band. God, I hope not. This will be a hard one to explain.
I find that hard to believe.
I mean, I don't know what you guys do alleviate stress, but me and my hand are usually pretty busy.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah.
Sure you don't.
So, Rogelio, we encountered was a blue dragon, right? And
right.
We encountered Tiamat at some point. I'm trying to remember.
Rogelio was there for the blue dragon. Was not there for
Before that, though, we encountered Tiamat, or an avatar of hers. And apparently she's been haunting us in our dreams since then. And I don't know about y'all, but she keeps talking to me about coming back and eating us and lovely things like that.
By the way, Ramsard, thank you so much for that follow. That gives the crew another Dissonant Whisper. You guys are up to 11.
Woo! Danke.
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing with Tiamat is pretty scary, but we have more pressing matters to deal with. Like, we have 10 days until the Sanguine.
Yeah.
10 days. How do you know
Yes.
that?
I talked to him
When did you do that?
when we were all standing around doing nothing.
And Nightbreeze
was-
is like, hold on. The Sahuagin? What the fuck?
Yeah, that thing. Okay, here's the long and short of it. We gotta ally with the lizard folk, or else the fish folk are gonna come and fuck us up the ass. So we really gotta let the people of the town know. We gotta let our barracks know, and we gotta get moving on some sort of defense. Because I could only get so much information out of him. I know a name, and I know we got 10 days.
I'm still confused when you talk to him because we've been all together this whole time and nobody talked to him while I was there.
I'm really good at
Yeah.
throwing my voice.
No.
I don't know. It just happened. I can talk to him through his brain.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Must be a
I can
fish
throw
thing.
my voice into his head.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Must be a fish thing. That's fine.
So
It's not a fish thing, okay? Don't be
No,
scaleless
no,
or whatever the hell this is.
He holds up his scale, please don't take that the wrong way. I don't understand, but I'm glad
I'm
you
not-
were able to get some intel.
I'm not a fish, okay? I just want to, I'm not part
Yeah.
fish.
Right. Of course not.
Why do I
Yo,
feel like I'm being condescended to?
Water inhabitant. Is that better?
Point is, we have limited time, and I'm not entirely sure where they're coming from, or if their
Yes,
plans
yes.
have changed, but according to the Sahuagin that we spoke with in the Queen's Chamber, we have 10 days.
10 days. And apparently
And-
they're amassing in possibly hundreds.
Hundreds of
So,
Sahuagin?
Yes.
yep.
And they plan to attack the area. But apparently they lay claim to this land, which involves Saltmarsh and the lizard folk. And based on what the Queen observed of our martial prowess and so forth, she feels confident that we can be of some service to her people and wishes to ally herself with
I
the
would say
Saltmarsh.
Calder and Oddity, roll me
So-
history checks really quick, please.
Good thing that the Queen was drugged up when she saw our martial prowess, otherwise she would have seen most of our members drugged up out of their minds, some of them screaming and some of them stabbing our friend.
My goodness, you're in a mood today, Miss Deluge. I'm sorry.
I'm
Whatever's
sorry if I-
bothering you.
Well, her hand
I
is
guess-
I
messed
would
up.
put my arm
so-
around her.
Please don't touch me.
I didn't mean to offend you. I apologize. The fish
didn't.
thing was not good. I'm sorry.
Fine.
I got
Please stop
I
touching
have
me.
a 14 on a history check.
Okay.
same.
Okay. So here's a fun bit of knowledge that 14 tells you. In your interactions with these sea devils, the biggest problem when it comes to making deals with them is timing. You guys are all used to the 10-day calendar, right? You get it, you understand it. It's 30 day, if whatever it is, you've got it. But for certain individuals and certain groups, they use different calendars, and a 10-day to them is more like 15 to you, because they spend a lot of time in the dark and a lot of time in caves and underwater. So a day is not defined by the celestial occurrences. It's more defined by the tidal system, which is a little bit longer. So have fun with that.
Well, their calendar's different than ours. They tell time different
Yeah.
than we do. I think we briefly had some of those folk in the circus.
Oh,
It was trouble trying to get them in
so
where they didn't last.
so what's 10 days to them? I certainly hope it's not like 10 minutes or something.
about 15.
So we have a little more time than maybe we thought. But still, we need to make haste.
And Nightbreeze, says, well, we'll ramp up the training for your followers. We'll try to get some of the ships who have some more swarthy crew members to maybe not disembark. And I can get this in front of the town council this evening once I get back into Saltmarsh.
Very well. What do you need us to do here? And the lizard folk are going to keep a courier in the woods not far from the house, so that we can stay in direct communication with them.
All right, I'll alert the followers to let them know, because they do patrols 24/7, so they'll know not to attack. So that's a good thing.
Good idea. Yes. Yep.
And since we have a 10-day or so, this is an interesting predicament that we are in, because I have somebody that you guys need to speak with. A matter was brought to my attention, and
as soon as he says that, I look at Deluge.
I think we all kind of look at Deluge.
God damn it, you guys. I'm doing my best here.
You're doing just fine, dear.
And he kind of opens the door a little bit and says, come on in. And what you guys see, I gotta look at my notes here real quick.
Be the ex-wife. Be the ex-wife. Be the ex-wife.
No, there's a half orc who walks in. He's got one tusk that juts out a little bit. The other tusk is non-existent. He's wearing really nice clothes, like exceptionally nice clothes. I mean, not just for an orc, but for anybody, or a half orc, for anybody. And let me make sure I got the right name, because if I give you the wrong name, then I'm going to mess myself up for some of the changes I've had to make. He kind of stands there with his hands, held proper like this at his waist. And Nightbreeze introduces him. He goes, this is Abric. And I would say when he says Abric, Circes, you kind of get a little twinge of memory. That name sounds kind of familiar.
Like Waterdeep.
I'm sorry, this is Verteg. He is Abric's butler. And so Abric means a lot. Verteg means a little. But Abric is well known for being one of the richest people in the region. Very, very well to do. And Verteg says, I was sent here because we have reason to believe that one of our vessels, which has gone missing for the last 3 weeks, may be around this area. And I was looking to implore a group to see if they can come across it and return the cargo to us. Now, here's the thing. You guys have all had interactions with half-orcs. This guy is speaking perfect high common. So he has been educated. He's had it drilled into him. There is no, lowly growl or whatever. It is perfect high common. Go ahead.
What's the name of your vessel?
The name of our vessel is on this screen, because again, I made a couple changes, so I gotta see what changes I made. Sorry, guys. The name of our vessel did not change. I'm a genius. It was the Emperor of the Waves. It's carrying some cargo for my boss, worth about 100,000 gold.
Ooh.
If we could get it returned to us, we are prepared to make you an offer of a 10% finder's fee, plus any nominal expenses that you incur along the way.
Does Deluge remember that name of the ship?
You remember the name of the Emperor of the Waves. Heavily guarded, one of a fleet cargo vessel known to be one of the prize ships has been attacked, maybe from your recollection, 4 or 5 times that you've heard of, and all of them failed horribly.
I was gonna say, do I remember attacking that ship?
No, you do not. It was always one of those ones that you've heard a lot about it. You never saw it, but you always had this gut instinct that would tell you, like for Deluge, you would remember all of that, like hearing the tavern conversations and things along those lines, and sitting around tables and hearing, you know, how entire crews were lost, and you always deemed it to be a prize that was out of reach, almost to the point that if you saw the ship, you would turn and sail away, because the desire to take it would be great, but the chance at loss would be almost 100%.
So you're saying this ship is missing?
It went
and
missing,
rumored to be in the area.
Last we heard, it was heading north. Based on a lot of investigation and a lot of money at this point, we believed it to be somewhere in this region. If you could come across it, that would be great. We also heard a rumor that what's the name? That there was a crew recently docked here in Saltmarsh that may have seen it on their travels. It's the crew of the Soul of Winter.
Well, man, the timing of this is
Well, I mean,
tricky.
we have very, very capable people who can look into this.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, we would need a ship.
Or a boat at least to get out on the water.
And he kind of mentions, well, this information about the crew of the Soul of Winter came to us yesterday. When I passed through Saltmarsh this morning, their ship is still docked.
Perhaps we could work with them, but God, I don't want to split that 10%.
As long as it's
hire
not
them,
too
they
much,
don't have to
maybe
know.
we could make it to where that becomes part of the expenses.
Perhaps we could, yes. Is that what you're going to say, Oddity? Just for a fee, they could
Yeah,
sail us around a bit. I'll look over at Night Breeze. Do you think we have time to
It's
fiddle
going
with
to take
this?
me. It's going to take me and the town a few days to get things together, especially of this magnitude. I would think it would be a best use of your followers to have them here to help,
Yes.
because there's more of them that can spread out to help train and to maybe help fortify. I think this is something that should be in your hands.
Okay. I just didn't know if we should take the time right now. I mean, I'd hate to miss an opportunity like this, but we do have bigger fish to fry.
Understood. And he kind of raises
Pun
his
intended.
hand and says, Vertig, would you give us a moment? And he says, by all means. And he walks out and closes the door, and Nightbreeze turns and looks at you and says, this is an opportunity to do something that would probably help you all further establish yourself in this region.
Much more than the money, really.
The money in and of itself isn't bad. I mean, 10,000 gold pieces is a lot.
But to create an ally in
To have an ally of
Hobrik.
that power magnitude.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, I mean, with 10,000 gold pieces, you guys could buy your own ship. I mean, you know.
We could call it Deluge's Folly.
Ooh. I mean,
What?
I already had a ship with a similar name, all right?
No, my apologies.
It was called
So
The
what-
Disgrace.
So what do y'all think we should? What do y'all think? I'd be willing to check it out.
I want to do it.
Deluge.
Yeah, I'd be willing.
Like I said,
Anything that gets me off land and onto a ship for just some period of time would be still.
Well, then perhaps we should accompany Mr. Nightbreeze here into Saltmarsh and see if we can run across this Soul of Winter. See what we can see.
Rogelio opts and he says, I would prefer to stay and help get the followers ready. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure, teach them how to fake a broken hip. I'm sure it'll come in a lot of handy during this upcoming war.
Oh, at least, I could teach them how to use both of their hands.
All right then.
How about a crisp high five?
And he holds his hand up and goes, oh, wait, no.
Let's see.
So Rogelio is going to stay and help with the followers. And Nightbreeze calls in Vertig again. And says, I think that the group is willing to accept your offer. And Vertig holds up a coin purse. He goes, this is the money I have on me. It's not much, considered a small down payment. And he hands you 500 gold pieces. And keep a ledger and keep receipts for any of the additional expenses. And hopefully you're able to return the cargo to us.
On it.
Sounds good, my friend. Send our best regards to Mr. Obrick.
I will, with the cargo when you return.
Yes, indeed. Well, Nightbreeze, should we get on our way then?
He looks out the window and says, we've got enough daylight. We could probably make it into Saltmarsh.
Very well.
We could head in and see what we can find.
Perfect.
All right. So, you guys are able to get onto another horse and cart, one that is bigger, being pulled by 3 horses this time. So it's a little bit more difficult to manage, but it'll get you there a lot faster. And actually, seeing your comment makes me want to say, hey, we need to take a quick break. I need to do something really fast anyway. So let's do a quick break, and we'll be back in like 3 to 5 minutes. And we are
Next
back.
session, here it is.
And we are back. All right. So in the time that has passed, you guys have been able to get on the cart and make it without any issue into Saltmarsh along the well-traveled road. You swing by the docks, and Nightbreeze pulls up to stop. He talks over to one of the assistant dock masters and finds out that indeed the ship is still docked, and it is there. And he comes back kind of shaking his head. He goes, this ought to be interesting. So he goes, I'm going to go back to the tavern and get in contact with the town council to get the process started for preparing for the Sahuagin. But you guys, the Soul of Winter is docked. It is there. Most of the crew appears to be on board. And it's a crew of dwarves. So have fun. And make sure you keep notes. And he heads off.
Very well. Well, let's go see these dwarves and see what we can arrange, eh? What do y'all say?
Sounds good.
That dwarves were big seagoers.
I'm sorry?
I didn't know that dwarves were big seagoers.
I'm a little surprised to learn that myself. I mean, I don't know many dwarves coming from Waterdeep. I've met a few, but I don't recall seeing a bunch of them on a boat.
Deluge Calder, have you You're seagoing.
I've not seen
They exist.
any seagoing. I've heard of them. Most of the dwarves I've dealt with have been on land inside, mostly taverns and smithy shops. And so,
I mean, my first mate was a dwarf, so it's not uncommon to me, but he was weird.
Okay, well, let's do this. Everybody, be a
Does anyone here speak Dwarvish? Deluge, you sound like you're familiar.
Yeah, I speak a bit. My parents were jewelers. We worked with dwarven craft, so
All right.
dwarvish is kind of second nature to me.
Well, perhaps you could speak on our behalf then.
Because I'm sure that will go well. You guys, without issue, are able to find the ship docked called the Soul of Winter. There is 2 guards at a gangplank. There's a lot of activity on board. It looks like they're getting ready to set sail. Probably come high tide, which will be roughly early morning.
Ahoy there. Word has it that you may have some information about a ship we're looking for.
Yeah? What's it to you? Who's asking?
We work for the city of Saltmarsh, I suppose.
Well, we're in the city of Saltmarsh. What do you expect?
It's complicated, buddy. Look, that's as good as I can give you. Point is, it's kind of a matter of extreme financial benefit to you if you help us out.
Well, I mean, money's always good. You want to talk to the first mate, or should we to get you set up with somebody, or and if you want to talk complicated, by the way, do you know how hard it is to find a ship that's good for dwarves?
I can imagine. I had a lot of complaints from my old buddy. Nothing was the right height.
What kind of money? I mean, people always approach and say, "Hey, we've got money for you, whatever." You know, hey, it's great, but you know, I need more from you to get you on board if you want to talk to somebody.
Well, what if I mention that the ship we're looking for that you supposedly have information about is the Emperor's Way?
Kind of leans over and talks to the other one. Are we talking in common or dwarvish?
I'm talking in Dwarven.
Okay. And goes, is that the fucking ship, dude? Yeah, that's that ship. Well, I mean, you know, maybe we've seen it.
Right. And maybe you're aware of how wealthy the owner is and how much that ship is worth.
I mean, I guess you could talk to somebody. I'm just here, you know.
First mate or captain would be preferred if you don't mind.
And who should I say is asking?
I don't know if this name carries any clout, but Deluge Marshhand.
Roll me a persuasion check.
They throw you overboard.
It's a 23.
Does the term keyhole mean anything to you? No. Let's see. Oh. I heard somebody move. You were a captain, right?
Yeah.
Somebody knew of a Captain Marsh Andia or something. I don't know. Let me go see what we can do. You stay here. Don't come aboard yet. You know the rules. And one of them scurries up the gangplank, and you hear a lot of loud talking, and one comes down. He's got this red mark on his face, about the size of a handprint. He's like rubbing his jaw. He goes, "Well, the first mate remembers the Captain Marshhand pretty well.
Oh.
Yep. The captain has agreed to speak to you instead."
I see. Question. Was the first mate a woman?
Yeah.
Ah. I see.
So he says, "Come with me. Let's go."
This has all been in Dwarvish, right?
Yeah, it's all been in Dwarvish.
Damn it.
And
Come on, guys. Let's get on the ship.
Yeah, very well. Well done. I'll kind of nod at the two dwarves. I'm probably twice their height. That's
While
pretty
we're
cool.
going up the gangplank, I'm gonna grab Deluge's hand, the palm that I read. Just kind of give it another look. Say, and put it down.
nice. So you guys make it on board, and it looks like a regular ship. It's just got, shorter things. Maybe some of the mast lines and stuff like that are mounted a little bit lower. Not by much, because, they're normally not mounted super high anyway. It's got full-size doors, but the door handles have been moved down. Things like that. The dwarf takes you back into the captain's quarters. And before you is a very well-built, rough-looking red beard with like the braids and the whole 9 yards. Feet up on the desk is the captain. And he kind of sits forward and sticks out a hand and says, "Captain Woodrune, at your service. What's this I hear about you offering us money?"
Oh, Captain, you see, we are being paid to find
And this is
the
in common,
Emperor's
by the way.
Yeah. We are being paid to find the Emperor. And
We passed by a ship that we think was that about 2 days ago. It may not even still be afloat. It looked rough.
well, depending on how close you can get us to that ship, we could be talking some serious gold.
What do we mean by serious gold here?
Well, I'd like to hear what your expenses would be for getting us to the ship. What do you think serious gold is?
Well, are we talking all of yous? And he kind of looks over at the large dragonborn who's towering, because, extra weight will make us go slow.
Yeah, he's lighter than he, so
We
shouldn't be
still
much.
in Dwarvish here?
No, this is
No,
common.
it's common.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Make me an offer I can't refuse.
Well, let's lowball it for right now, because this is an important ship. So say like 1,000 gold.
Thinks about it, kind of looking at his charts. You all can give me perception checks if you'd like. He's looking at his charts. Well, setting sail as soon as high tide rolls in. Got about a watch and a half left to go. Got the wind, which has been favorable. What were your perception rolls?
21.
Okay.
22.
Okay.
I'm looking out the porthole.
What did you get out of it?
Scratch.
23.
Jesus. Okay. He goes, you know what? For 1,000 gold, I think we can make that happen. We set sail in 2 bells. Your perception checks tell you that he was excited by the dollar amount. He probably would have accepted a lot less. In fact, oddity, when you
50.
look at the chart, you can see they have the markings templated of when they need to turn, adjusting for wind speeds and their destination. And he's kind of pointing to where he kind of thinks they saw the ship, and it's literally right on the same line. So we set sail in 2 bells. Get your sea legs ready. Especially you, tall one.
I'll nod, shake his hand.
Which hand?
Just right hand to right hand.
Okay, just making sure. Is that the affected hand?
I think it is probably. Yeah.
Great, cool. Roll me a percentile die.
Stop with the percentile dice, for Christ's sake already.
That's the kind of DM I am.
So 00 is 0, right? So 7.
Okay. So you're able to shake hands. He's got really firm grip.
Yeah.
Not like, it's surprising because it's a dwarf. Not surprising because he's a sailor, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
So you guys are able to, you have about 2 to 3 hours to get ready. Is there anything you guys would like to do in town?
I think Circe would probably want to go in and eat.
All right, you're a
Seems
block and
like
a
it's
half
been a
away
while.
from the tavern.
The sea breeze, yes.
Sea breeze in. Yep.
Would y'all like to go get a meal before we embark?
Yep. And
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
be like, I'm gonna kind of be hiding my face as we walk out, just so the first mate doesn't see me.
Give me a perception check
Oh fuck.
and a stealth check.
Perception is a 2.
Okay.
Or no, perception's a 3. And then stealth is a 6.
A 6.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're trying to look, but you're not really looking very well, and you got your face covered, and you walk smack into the first mate. Now here's the thing: you were expecting it to maybe be your former first mate. It's not. It's a former lover of yours
Yep, that's what I had actually anticipated.
that you left on shore, marooned, when she disliked the food that she was served. She was not a sailor when you last saw her, and now she's a first mate. And she just kind of looks at you, lets out a snort, and walks away.
It's good seeing you too. Glad
And
to see you're
she walks
doing
into the
doing
captain's
well.
quarters. She walks into the captain's quarters as you guys exit and slams the door closed. All right, so you guys make your way over to Seabreeze Tavern. Is it Ilsa? Is Ilsa the one we went with? Ilsa's there.
I think that's right.
I think so, yeah.
She brightens, big smile. She's happy to see you guys. She's able to get you guys some food. Nightbreeze walks out of the meeting room and says, "So how'd it go?"
Well, it's a small world after all. We're gonna be going on the ship. We're gonna hopefully find what we're looking for. And I'm gonna probably have to deal with some ghosts for my point.
All for the
So,
tidy sum of just 1,000 gold pieces.
1,000 gold pieces? You guys
I'll
need to
write
pull
that in
out
the
of your-
ledger.
Yeah. You guys need to pull that out. Do you guys have that on you?
Really, we're not going that
We-
far away. You could have gotten down a lot lower, Delude.
Yeah, we should have talked about that a week before. Oh,
Well, I figured he definitely would say yes to it.
well, he did because we have the 500 from the half orc, and I have 21 with me. So we have
Where are
521.
you guys keeping your money? Is it at the house or is it
I don't
here?
apparently
is it here
have
with Nightbreeze?
much.
You guys
Well, I
have,
think
you guys
right
have
now
a
it's
fair amount.
still at Nightbreeze because we were in the process of, I guess, getting
Building a vault, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't have
we-
moved the money yet. And so.
Do we have treasure?
I mean, you
yeah.
got a fuck ton of treasure the last time we pulled the final card.
Because my character sheet's kind of like moths and lint and stuff.
Yeah, I
My
think
my
that's
rough
gold.
numbers in my head tell me that you guys should probably have between 8,000 or 9,000 gold.
Let me. I have all our notes here. Let me back.
We'll
Yeah, I
assume that you
mean-
have 1,000, and we'll deal with that afterwards.
But, Circe, you have alone 1,900 from pulling the final card.
We'll
don't
sort
know.
it out. 1,000 gold will be deducted from whatever the total is. We'll look into it. I know you guys have it. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, I think we got money somewhere.
So there's 1,000 gold. That's a price. That's a number.
Sorry.
So I was talking with one of the footmen who came with Verteg, and there's a cart outside that have a bunch of supplies for you guys for this voyage. I guess he conveniently left that off the list, but it's there for you in case you need it. Feel free to take that with you. It may go a long way.
Alrighty.
So when do you guys sail?
I think is it with the
2 bells.
Yeah.
two bells?
And as you guys say that, the first bell chimes. All right, so eat, get some rest. Happy sales. Everyone's in high tide.
You know us.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just said, oh, you know us.
I do. That's why I'm saying best of luck. All right, so you guys are able to eat, get some nourishment, maybe get a drink or two, have a little bit of conversation. You find the cart outside has some studded leather, a set of studded leather armor, 2 light crossbows with 20 bolts each, 5 50-foot coils of rope. I'm going to copy and paste this into chat for you guys, by the way. 2 grappling hooks, 12 torches, 2 healer's kits, 6 vials of antitoxin, 2 potions of healing, and 2 sacks for carrying treasure out of the ship.
And this was what we were provisioned with to go on board?
Yes.
Well, it's a good time to have that antitoxin now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hindsight's 2020. We couldn't have possibly known what the fuck we were about to deal with.
No, of course not.
So, as you
I
guys...
just wonder what we're going to do when we find this ship.
Well, if it is still afloat, we are going to board it and we are going to get it back. If it has sunk, I can swim down to it.
That's fair.
All right. Let's do it.
All
I'm
right.
gonna dig through my shirt and make sure I still have that pearl of water breathing.
You do.
You go, Daisy, if you do.
All right. So you guys make your way back to the ship. They are definitely getting ready to set underway. You guys bring the provisions on board, which the captain's very happy. He pulls you aside, Deluge, and says, 1,000 is still a fair price, but my first mate has elected to stay here until we make port again. Something to do with you.
Yeah, I'd really like to talk to her and express my sincerest apologies for some past grievances, but Sam tells me she would stab me if I said to.
She's been known to do worse. So,
God, did I like ruin her? What happened? She used to be such a nice girl.
I feel like you have that effect on people, my dear.
So you guys load up. You
Yep.
set sail.
Yep.
So, anybody who does not have a sailor background, periodically throughout this voyage, I will be asking you to do Constitution saves against seasickness.
What about, like, soldier?
Nope.
How about soldier?
Nope.
Still no.
So you guys are able to
Have a breath weapon.
You've got the mark of Tiamat. I mean, you know, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is it that's being affected by blue, by the way? Oh wait, no, white. Is it white though?
I'm white.
Okay, just making sure. Thank you. So you guys are able to set sail. The sun is beginning to crest over the horizon. The sky is changing color from the dark black to the lightly colored purple to some opulent pink.
I'll be praying to the morning lord at the first sign of dawn.
Give me your perception check, please.
Perception?
Yep. Or not perception, a percentile die. Sorry.
Percentile.
Yeah. And
That would be a 24, good sir.
good to know. And you are quickly making way aboard the Soul of Winter. It's a very busy ship, pretty well manned, pretty well crewed. There's a lot of chatter going back and forth, almost all in Dwarvish, so only one of you understands. It's all typical stuff, you know, tacking and bringing sails and changing rigging and changing out the foresail for one that's a little bit better for the favorable winds that you guys are receiving. Shortly after dawn, if you do not have a sailor background, I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
I mean, does pirate count?
Pirate does count. And Oddity, you're muted.
I have a 10.
A 10?
8 for oddity.
8 for oddity. Oddity. And okay, so both of you feel like maybe that food you ate isn't sitting too well. You're not retching yet, but you're getting a little green in the gills. Maybe trying to find a good spot to sit down and then realizing that really doesn't help. And then you close your eyes and that really doesn't help. In fact, it makes it worse. And we'll say that for Circes,
I'm immune to disease. Is that gonna...
That's so close, but no. There's a small young.
I'm a bronze dragonborn. I'm a seafaring.
There's a small young female dwarf who kind of tells you to keep your eye focused on the horizon. That will help because you can see that your bronze is turning a little bit weathered.
A little green patina there.
A little patine, yeah, a little patine. And over the course of the day, you guys slowly get your sea legs. You're coming up on lunch at this point. Let's do a con save again to see if you two are even hungry at this point.
Oh, we're going the wrong direction. I have an 8.
An 8. The Bronze Dragonborn is not wanting anything to do with food at this point.
Okay.
What did you get out of it?
Okay.
8.
You also you've persisted in you're trying to watch the horizon. You're getting a little no. You kind of stick to being on top of the deck because the wind feels better, but then you hit like a rough wave and you're kind of like, oh fuck. Okay, no.
Are these saving throws?
Got
Yes.
a question.
Yes.
So we each get a +2 then, because I'll be standing right near Harlow for each of these and granting her my aura of protection.
By
You
Harlow,
mean
I mean
oddity?
Huh?
Oddity.
Man, I did it again. I'm sorry. Oddity.
Okay. I have a question.
Yeah.
Because she's a Tempest sorcerer, she has Storm Guide. I'm gonna post this into the chat.
Yeah.
I want to see if she can subtly influence things around her, just to see if she can, not be quite so sick. Because she's technically a Tempest sorcerer, so she has ties to the sea, even if she doesn't know it.
True.
You should be able to parlay that into something nice. Plus, you and I have +2 on our saving throws. Oddity.
Ooh.
Because of my aura of protection. So I rolled a 12.
Her name is
and a
Oddity
10.
Harlow, so
Although it's
you're just calling her by
Harlody.
her formal surname.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
All right.
Don't get old, people.
Here's what we'll do. You can definitely use it. You know me. Percentile die.
42.
Okay. So the wind dies down a little bit. So you guys are making a little bit less speed. Makes it a little bit easier to ride. It's not like you're in the doldrums or anything like that. But you've slowed down just a little, enough to where maybe things are a little bit better. I'll lower the DC on the con saves for both of you. So with that, if you would have cast that, I will say that with your 8s, which turn into 10s, that you guys are willing to eat sparingly.
Oddity's just gonna have some broth and keep shuffling her cards.
And then we continue sailing, and there's a little bit of activity on the ship. We'll say it's been the better part of a day, so we're coming up on probably supper time. But the captain pulls all of you aside and says, we're nearing the location. We've made a little bit better time than what we thought. Not as good as we were. We probably would have been here a lot sooner, but we're nearing the location. With the lack of our first mate, and for the price that we have been paid, if you guys want to investigate, we will wait here aboard for you.
Ah, wonderful.
Very
Thank
kind.
you. I hope my weight hasn't caused too great a drag on your coefficient.
We think that's exactly what it was.
Yeah,
From a
I'm
lot of
sure
talk from the crew,
that's
maybe
what
if
it
we
is,
throw the
yeah.
Dragonborn overboard, that we'd probably make up at least a half of a day on our journey.
Right.
All right, so in short order, you guys can see on the horizon a ship. It's a fair size. It has 4 masts. It looks as though it's sitting really low in the water. And you're coming up on the starboard side of the ship, and it seems to be drifting ever so slightly. There's evidence of intense damage. Let's see. You notice that the masts no longer really appear to be there. There's just stubs of masts. The figurehead, which looks as though maybe at some point it was maybe an angel of some kind, is horribly disfigured. Wing broken off. There's like one half outstretched arm. The head is missing. Things along those lines.
That's the thing off the bow, right?
Yeah. Most of the rigging is gone. As you guys draw closer.
Does it look like physical damage, lightning burns, fire?
You can give me a nature check.
Nature, he says.
As you guys draw closer to it, you can tell that what makes it really weird is that where you would expect to see a ton of debris, there's none on deck. Like, the rigging's not there. There's no torn mast, so maybe it's been washed off into the sea. Who knows? What was your perception?
6.
Or nature? I'm sorry, 6.
Yeah.
As far as you can tell, it's a lot of damage.
Well,
It almost looks like the ship's been cannibalized.
does it look? I don't know. Deluge, what do you think? Does it look like we could board safely? Is my added weight going to sink it? I'll look
Well, if
over
you
at the
keep
captain
you-
if he's right.
You know what, Circe? If you keep your fat ass here, I can go check.
Wow. And I would say,
Fair enough.
even from this distance, I'm mentioning that it looks really low in the water. I would say that Calder and Deluge, you can safely assume that the bilge, if not second deck, may be underwater. That's how low it looks in the ground, or in the water itself. Now that we're a lot closer, Deluge, give me a nature check, because it makes sense for you as well.
Okay, that's a dirty 20.
All right. And Calder, you as well.
Ooh. Not good on that. That's going to be a 4.
All right. So, Deluge, you recognize that this isn't just like it caught a bad storm. This has definitely been under the attack of some kind of seagoing creature. There are like tentacle marks along the hull of the ship that are very slight in the algae. Some of the damage looks very reminiscent of potential kraken attacks.
Release the kraken.
Definitely a large cephalopod, my friends. We are dealing kraken territory now.
The captain comes over and says, "We've got 2 that will take you in a rowboat over to the ship. We will stand here, we will watch, and we'll keep our eyes on the horizon if needed."
All right. Be sure to holler if you see anything coming our way.
Especially if it's a kraken shape thing.
A kraken?
Yeah, he's really afraid of kraken.
I'm a kraken phobian.
A cracophobia?
Crakalacophobian.
A cephalopod aficionado not?
Sure.
All right. So with that, I'm going to move you guys over to this map. You guys are coming up on the starboard side. Now, to explain this map, once I bring it up for the viewers as well, and I drop you guys there, you'll find yourselves next to the third picture. And let me bring the map up here. All right, so you guys can understand. The cargo hold is the bottom. Lower deck is right below, obviously, the main deck. The picture of the main deck contains the room on the forecastle and the rear of the deck. So You can see stairs and stuff like that. Those stairs are inside the rooms that are there. Those these things here are doors that lead to those rooms. The forecastle is the upper part of the deck. It's the quarter deck, so that's where the helm is back here, and the foredeck, which is up here. So these stairs, which you see on both of these, are accessible from the main deck going up to the forecastle. So you guys are coming up on the starboard side. You're in a little tiny rowboat. And the squares are 5-foot squares, by the way. As you draw close, you can tell that there's a significant amount of scaling and algae that are on the side of the ship. You do have access to the grappling hooks and rope and things along those lines as well. What would you like to do?
I guess say we toss the grappling lines up and board the ship.
All right. Give me a dex.
Dex.
I kind of want to take a different approach if it's okay with you guys. Personally.
That's going to be a 17 for Dex for me.
All right. The grappling hook goes up. What's your other approach?
Well, I'll run the idea by the group. I'm like, what if I dive down to see the damage that's happened to the hull? Try to swim my way into...
That's a good
We can do that.
That might be a good idea.
At least we'll still have the grappling line on there. So
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I will just dive off and go swimming.
All right. You don't have to go too far. You get underwater. You can see that the hull is remarkably well intact. There's some cracking and things on those lines. There's no obvious holes, no obvious breaks, which you would know would cause the ship to sink, hands down. Maybe some, like I said, some fractures and things along those lines. Nothing, stuff that water could get through, but not a lot of water. If that makes sense, it's probably seeping. As you go underneath, you can tell that her spine has been broken, which now tells you that this was definitely probably a kraken. It got wrapped. And her spine has been broken. There's still no holes that you can see, but there's a lot of fragmented wood. So your assessment based on your dive tells you that the water that is holding this down is probably seeped in or from weather, or a combination thereof of both, not from a hole. So you're not at risk of it sinking anytime soon.
All right.
When you say the spine is broken, do you mean the keel?
Yeah.
Very good.
I'm gonna swim back up to where the group is and relay that information.
Relayed as intended.
And I guess
Well,
I'll
so then I
climb up that rope.
My fat ass can go aboard then. I kind of chuckle.
well, if we can find where that water's seeping in through, we can potentially plug it and be able to
Bilge it out, I suppose.
that, or we can tow it back to Saltmarsh.
Towing might be the only option considering there's no mast anymore.
Yeah. So we definitely have to, but if we just want to get that hole plugged so that way we're not taking on more water to the point where it's going to tax too much of the current ship, make it harder for them to tow.
Right.
Yeah. This might mean more gold.
All aboard then?
Yep.
Yeah, but let's head on.
All right, and Deluge, are you still without having access to Roll20? No, I see you.
No, I got it.
Okay. All right, move yourselves aboard the ship.
Oh, there we go.
All right, the Emperor's upper deck slope gently down towards the ship's port side. For those of you without a lot of seafariness, the easiest way to remember from my friend Rail Maximus is starboard. Starboard. So R is starboard, port is left. Thank you, Sea of Thieves. It makes it wonderful. The forecastle and quarterdeck are empty. The forecastle is the front, the quarterdeck is the back. And short wooden stumps all that remain of the ship's mast. Double doors leading to the cabins fore and aft appear intact, as does the metal grate on the in the deck that offers access to lower decks. Aside from the rhythmic creak of the ship's badly weathered timber, all seems quiet.
Well,
Well,
should
the
we go
important
below decks?
kind of want to check out these cabins first.
That would probably be a good idea. See, make sure.
Clear each level and then go down.
I mean, that's always what but I'm not exactly a strategist, now am I?
That's fine. I'll have my halberd out at this point.
Go for it. And which way would you guys like to go?
I guess we'll start at the front. Does that seem all right?
Yeah.
Oh, anybody want to do any perception checks as well, besides anything else that I described?
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, I think I'd investigate. I don't have a great investigation,
It's a 16 for me.
Okay.
Is it investigation?
It's perception.
Perception?
I have a 9 perception. I've been rolling poorly.
It's going to be dirty 20.
Okay. Oddity, what was yours?
I didn't roll.
Okay.
Oddity's been walking around rubbing her card, and then
All
she's gonna do
Deluge and Calder noticed that there's a large amount of blood stains all over the deck.
I'm gonna sort of point to one of the stains with my foot and be like, "Hey, Oddity, I don't know if blood's especially good for your cards.
And you
It's
all
a big
recognize
spot
that
for you."
it's not just a little bit of blood. There's a lot of blood.
So,
If you want to see how long the blood has been there, you can do a medicine check.
Deluge, you said you think a kraken may be responsible for this. Do krakens eat people? Like, why do they attack ships? To get at the crew?
I typically haven't tried to understand their methods. I just know they're scary as shit and that they try to kill me.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to determine if that's what eliminated these crew people, or there was more to it
Yeah,
than
are
that.
they territorial or something like that?
Is it because I can breathe underwater that you assume I know all these things, or is it
Because
because
you're-
I was a pirate that you...
You're a ship's captain.
Anything to do with water?
You're a ship's
I'm just-
captain.
I am not an encyclopedia of everything that has to do with the sea.
All right, well, then I'll quit
Encyclopedia
consulting you.
Nautica, available at all fine booksellers.
I appreciate your trust in my knowledge, but when it comes to krakens,
Yeah.
I've never personally been attacked by one.
Very well.
I've only heard stories.
I will suspend all questions.
Yeah, krakens. Usually, there's not many survivors of a kraken attack, and if you come across one, more likely you're not going to live.
Like the first one you meet is your last one.
Yes.
Very well. Well, let's check out these cabins here.
All right. You go to push on the door, and it is not locked, but it barely budges. It's going to take a little bit of oomph to get through that door.
Is it like a strength roll?
Yep, give me athletics.
Athletics. Ooh, I got a lot of numbers to add to this. Good thing because I rolled a 2. What the hell? 8.
You push on the door, and it budges very little. You're not able to quite get it.
I can't seem to move this door. Would anybody like to pitch a hand?
Don't worry, I
Yeah.
got it.
I'll give him a hand as well.
I'll step back.
So you said athletics?
Yeah, athletics.
Nice.
18 for Calder.
18.
23 for Deluge.
All right. Deluge is able to just put her shoulder into it and drive the door open. As the door opens, a large mass of webbing falls from around the door. In front of you is the navigator's room. There's tables and charts, cobwebs everywhere. There's a set of stairs to your left. And that's all you get to know for now.
Some of these cobwebs. This thing must have been here a while. Algae. Scaling. How long has this thing been missing?
We might want to actually check the blood on the deck.
We
I
have
can look at that.
alien?
Yeah, give me a medicine check.
Let's see. Dirty 20 for me.
On that, it tells you it's been there for about 3 days.
But how did cobwebs get in here so fast and algae?
I mean, there's another 8-legged monster I'm afraid of. Spiders.
Can you all see the
That's
inside of that
steam.
room, or is it blocked for you?
We're seeing the castle deck thing,
Just
forecastle.
just making sure, because I don't know what doors are locked and what doors, you know what I mean? Like, you can't move your pieces through. All right.
Like I'm seeing the forecastle. I'm not seeing the through the door.
No, I think that is through the door.
That is through the door, yeah.
So like a bunch of cobwebs over here in
Yep.
this general area.
Yep. But like I said, there's tables, there's a map table and charts and all sorts of stuff. And there's a set of stairs that go down to your left.
I'm gonna investigate the charts and the tables.
Okay. As you walk up to the table and you start kind of fussing with the charts, everybody roll initiative.
There we go. There we go. There's the dice we're going to use.
Give me 1 second. Let me, All right. 25 to 20.
21.
22.
All right. 25 or 15 to 20.
19.
And Oddity, what'd you get?
6. Oh,
All right. Can one of you roll me a d4, please?
on it. 1.
Oh, shit. Okay.
What do you mean, oh shit?
All right. So, as you start messing with it, from the darkness and the webbing, something you could not see, I need to go to this one. A giant spider descends,
God damn it.
Good thing we
and
got antitoxins.
an ettercap comes out as well. And from the stairs, a swarm of spiders comes flooding up the stairs. So,
Son of a bitch.
with that, and by the way, who has the frog?
I do.
Good to
Seriously.
know. Glad that it made its way onto the ship. That's what I had hoped.
Oh,
Well, I can't put it anywhere. I mean, doesn't it have to stay on me?
I wasn't sure if Rogelio somehow ended up with it, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah. Nope.
And let's see. I'm getting a few things set up here. So with that,
come on, yes.
you are now in initiative. Up first, we have Deluge.
Hold on, my screen is being. There we go. Okay, what the fuck am I gonna freak out and do? I'm gonna do 2 Eldritch Blasts to the big old spider
Go for
in a
it.
panic. First one is a 22 to hit.
22 hits.
Let's see. Or 5 damage.
All right.
And then the second one is the second one automatic if it is like a 2 count for Eldritch Blast?
Yeah, it counts. You're fine.
Okay. All right, and then the second attack is an 8
All right.
damage.
Noted.
And let's see. Can I do bonus? I'm going to look at the big spider and have it make me an intelligence save, please.
Intelligence save from the spider.
Yes, please.
Well, it's a 19 on the die with the modifier that makes it a 15.
Ooh, crap! It still makes it.
Oof.
On a successful save, it takes half as much damage, and it doesn't limit its movement. Okay, so let me just roll the damage real quick. So it takes 6 damage from that.
Good to know. All right. All
That
right,
is
all
my
right.
turn.
All right, all right, all right. Calder.
All right. Each of these squares, 5 squares, 5 feet.
Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna be 5, 10 to right here to be able to hit both the spider and the ettercap. Actually, no, I'm gonna go 5, 10 to here, just to, in front of the ettercap. As my action, I am going to cast Green Flame Blade. And so that's going to be that's going to be a 14 for the attack. That's going to be a 22 to hit.
22 hits.
All right, so it's going to be it's going to be 11 points of fire damage. And then with Green Flame Blade, what that does is the target within 5 feet also takes 8 points of fire damage as well.
All right. So the spider that is in front of Deluge is now engulfed in flames. And the spider webs begin to catch on fire.
Okay.
And for my bonus action, I'm going to take another swing at the ettercap for a 15.
Against the ettercap, that is a hit.
And that's going to be 8 points of slashing damage.
Noted.
And that's my turn.
All right. Cirrus.
Does Cirrus know what an ettercap is?
You just see this large purple with fanged creature with like 8-inch talons on his hands and feet.
Okay. I'm gonna go after this giant spider. Where am I?
The giant spider is dead and it's on fire.
Or, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go after the ettercap.
Okay.
So I will move there. So that's 5, 10, 15. And I'm going to take 2 whacks with my halberd. Does an 18 hit?
An 18 hits.
Okay, that is 12 damage slashing.
All right.
Second attack, I'm guessing maybe an 11 doesn't quite do it.
Nope.
Okay, so it takes those 12 points.
All righty. All right. Now it's the ettercap's turn. Let's see. Fun. All right, it's gonna take a. It's gonna try to bite Cirrus and claw Calder for the bite. That's a 23. So you take 6 points of piercing damage, and I need a con save.
6 piercing?
Yep.
And a 13 on the con save.
All right, so you. Okay, you are able to shake off the poison. For the claw attack, that's a natural 20. which brings up to
Yeah,
a total
that
of
will hit.
24.
That will hit. Yeah.
All right, so I need you to take 10 points of slashing damage.
All right.
And it is going to, since it missed since it hit its bite and it hit its claws, it is going to go after the person who messed with the charts and fire a web at Deluge. Deluge. It is a 22 to hit you.
That it might hit. I'll let it this time.
I appreciate you letting me hit you this time. And because of that, I'll let you make it's your turn. You are now restrained. You can do a strength check to get out of it. If you fail the strength check, you then take damage.
Okay.
All right. So that is that one. And Oddity.
I am going to cast Ray of Frost at the other cap.
All right.
That is a 19 to hit. Well, 26 to hit, really.
That hits.
And that's 4 points of frost damage.
Noted. It's looking rough. Now the spiders get to go. Calder, you're gonna have a swarm attacking you. Oddity, you're gonna have a swarm attacking you. And Deluge, you're gonna have a swarm attacking you.
Goody.
All right. I mean, spiders are everybody's favorite. Okay. So, Calder, swarm attacking you. That probably doesn't hit. That's a 14.
No, that does not.
All right. So you're able to just kind of like, fight him away a little bit. Deluge. That is a 17 hit.
Yeah.
All right. So you take 10 piercing damage.
Ow.
Oddity. That is a 12.
Yep.
You take 8 piercing damage. So 3 of them went. So that's 1, 2, 3. And you hear even more spiders coming up from down below at the top of the round. I rolled the count. You guys rolled how many rounds they come in.
Is acid a deck save, Mr. DM? From
Yes.
my hand?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just going to stack these over here for right now. They'll come into play. All right. Back to the top of the order. Deluge, you can spend an action to try to get out of the web.
I will certainly do that.
All right. Strength check, please.
8.
You take... actually, I read that wrong. You don't take any damage. You just... you are still restrained. I believe...
So for my bonus action,
Yeah.
I'm going to... Let's see. Is the Ettercap still up?
It is.
Can it make me an intelligence saving throw?
It absolutely can. Intelligence on the Ettercap, that makes it a 17.
It survives, but it takes half damage.
All right.
So that is gonna be half of numbers. 4,
4 damage.
5. Yeah.
All right. Calder, you're up.
All right. So let's see. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to cast Green Flame Blade as it's a cantrip on, and I'm going to first attack. I'm going to attack the Ettercap with it.
All right.
That's going to be a 16.
16 hits.
So that's good. Yes, that's Cap's going to take 13 points of fire damage.
All right. As your hand axe comes down, you're able to cleanly slice open the chest cavity of the Ettercap, and it falls to the ground.
And then that swarm of spiders is going to take from the cantrip, because the flame is going to take 7 points of fire damage.
Noted.
And then my bonus attack, I am going to basically like turn the axe head sideways and like going to swat at the swarm with my axe. And my attack, that's going to be a 24 to hit.
That hits.
And that's going to do 12 points of slashing, swatting damage.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
All right. Let's see. At the end of your turn, the fire is beginning to spread a little bit. I need Cirrus to do a
fire.
Well, it's not to you yet, but it's close. But there is now fire, quite a bit. So you're gonna have to be careful about where you guys move. Cirrus, you're up.
Fire on a ship. That's awesome right there.
Mm-hmm.
Good times. Is there a swarm of spiders coming up the stairwell?
There are 3 more swarms coming up the stairwell.
Are they in a line?
Kind of,
Basically-
yeah. You don't have
Basically down the
visibility onto
stairs.
them,
So if
though.
I was to say, I don't know, blow a 30-foot line of lightning down the stairs, would that be able to affect all 3 groups?
It would have to go through Calder, but yes.
Well, I could move a little bit. How about I do that? So I'm gonna 5. Let's see. This is a deceased Addercap, so I'm gonna step over his ass.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking right down the stairwell.
Sounds good.
How you like me now? So I'm gonna exhale a 30-foot line of lightning.
All right. Let me look down below.
Deck saves.
All right.
DC 13.
DC 13. 6 saves coming at 4 saves coming at you. First one.
Oh
is
my god, my
a-
rolling is so bad.
Let's see. Dex on the swarm
Jesus
of spiders.
criminy. Sorry, y'all. I might should have just stayed back at
What's my DC? 14?
13.
13. All right. The first one passes.
Yeah, spiders are
The
dexterous.
second one passes.
Of course it does.
The third one passes. And the fourth one passes. 2 natural 20s.
That's why I didn't want to do dex save. 3 damage.
3
Rolled
damage?
Fucking 7 out of 18.
So they take 3 damage, right?
Yeah.
All right. This first set is
Damn
dead
it.
from that 3 damage. That's enough. And I will add it to, or remove it from these ones.
That's my action. I'm gonna just stop with that.
That one didn't take. All right. All right. Ettercap is dead. Spider is dead. Oddity, you're up.
I keep muting myself. How many swarms of spiders are in the room?
In the room, there are 2. Coming up the stairs, there are 3.
Okay. I'm gonna scream at everybody because I have spiders on me. Hold on to something, and I'm going to expend a sorcery point so everybody automatically passes their save. But I need everybody to make a dex save.
Good.
Eat 15 if you can.
Calder, you're within 5 feet of me, so you get a +2 on your deck save.
All right.
Out of the 5, only 1 failed.
God, that was cocked. That's good.
If I roll above double digits once tonight, I'll be freaking thrilled.
Is it a deck save?
Yep.
I have a 7, 9 with my bonus.
It's going to be a 15.
Well, you all pass anyways.
Yeah, and out of the spiders, only one failed.
Okay. Then I cast Tidal Wave, which will. What does this say? A failed save, a creature takes 48 bludgeoning damage, is knocked prone. Not supposed to just have as much damage as is knocked prone. The water then spreads out across the ground in all directions, extinguishing unprotected flames in this area and within 30 feet of it, and vanishes.
Okay.
Oh, at least there's that. So how much damage if we fail the save?
You guys all passed.
Well-
She spent a sorcery point
Oh, why am I rolling the dex save then?
just to get the bad roll out of your system.
Jesus Christ.
Basically.
It's horrible.
It is. That's for those that failed, 22 points of damage.
Okay.
For everybody saved, it's 11. Oddity freaked out. I don't like spiders. Or insects.
No creepy crawlies for oddity.
Well, that did a fair amount of damage to the ones you guys have. All right. All right. Now the spiders all get to go. These ones are going to come up the stairs and go to Cirrus. These ones are going to go to Calder. And just for spatial reasons, I'm going to put these ones here against Deluge. So all of you have spiders attacking you.
Oh, good.
But they're at half strength. All of them are. So there's that. That's always good. Against Cirrus, that is a 10.
No.
Against Calder, that is a 13.
Nope.
Against Deluge, that is a 22.
Yeah.
All right, you take 5 points of piercing damage. Against Oddity, that is a whopping 5.
Yay.
So that's 1, 2. So that would have gone off, and we have. And while that's going on, you guys hear a frog croaking from a pocket.
Is that D20?
Yes, sir.
There's a 3.
That's an odd number, so go ahead and roll a d6.
That's a 2.
All right, let me pull it up. Oh. So anybody who uses spell slots, and sorcery points and spell slots mean the same thing to me, you gain all of them back.
Ooh.
Yay.
Nice.
Thank you. What's his name? Bob?
Frank the Frog.
Fred or Frank?
Haven't used any spell slots, but you know.
Woo. That's good for me.
Yeah,
Good.
And you
third
hear
level,
this
I'm happy to have that
skittering and
back.
skittering and skittering of more spiders coming up. I just have them off to the side of the ship for now, just for space. With that, Deluge, you're up.
I'm
Says
gonna
the
try to break out of this.
Yeah, you're still in the web.
See, that is a 5.
Nope, you are still restrained.
All right. Bonus. I'm gonna scream. It'd be real fucking nice if someone got these off of me.
You could also try to hit, like you can try to slash at the webbing as another action as well, if you want to do that instead of trying to break it.
Yeah, I guess I'll do that.
Okay.
Rapier. So 23 that.
That hits. Roll damage.
Yeah. What one? It's gonna be 10
You are no longer restrained at the end of your turn.
Yay! But my turn's over.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
All right, Calder.
All right, I'm gonna keep hitting on. I think which one of the spiders? I think was it this one that I was.
The ones that you had already hit on, I believe, were destroyed.
Okay, so I'm gonna start hitting on this one right here.
He's gonna walk up to the spiders and be like, "How you doing, girl? Nice legs
And I'm
you got
just
there.
going
I'll eat
to
'em."
first attack. I'm just gonna do regular attacks. It's gonna be a natural 20.
That's a hit.
And so that's 2d8, or it's gonna be d8 doubled. Ooh, that's 10. So that's gonna be 15 points of slashing damage.
All right, those ones are done.
Then I am going to, for my second attack, swing at that one. That's going to be a 12.
12 misses.
And then for my
Oh, never
bonus
mind, 12
action,
hits,
bring
12
my
hits. I'm sorry, 12 hits.
12 hits, and so that's going to be 8 points of slashing damage.
Which ones did you go after?
This one right here.
All right.
And then as my bonus action, I'm going to bring my other hand down. That's going to be a 15.
15 hits.
That's going to be 8 points of slashing damage as well.
All right, you've cleared out 3 groups of spiders on that round.
And then I am going to use my movement to get right here.
All right. No, seriously, sorry. Seriously, you're up.
Is there anything coming up the stairs?
Yep. There's 3 groups of spiders coming up the stairs.
All right. I'm gonna try this acid business. I'm gonna step right to the stairs. If I can throw a glob of acid down the stairs at him.
All right, and this is from your infected hand, right?
From my hand thing, yeah.
All right, roll me a percentile die.
Roll me percentile die. How to do that? 24.
All right, you're able to throw it onto one group. They fail their save.
Is that D6?
Yep, 1d6.
5 acid damage.
No,
And does that stay on them then? Do they like every turn
no,
take
it's a single
6,
attack.
or-
It's like a cantrip.
Gotcha.
All right. Anything else?
No.
All right.
I don't have much for spider swarms.
Oddity.
I'm just gonna try and keep freezing things. So I'm going to go after that swarm with the Ray of Frost.
Go for it.
Ray of Frost.
16 to hit.
16 hits.
Ooh. That is 10 points of damage.
There's only about 1 spider left out of that swarm. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So these spiders are gonna come up. Cirrus and Calder, since you're right there. So Deluge is the. Oh, there's another one. We'll do that. Cirrus, you have 2. Calder, you have 1. Deluge, you don't have any. And Oddity, you have 1. So Cirrus, the 2 attacks against you. There we go. Is a 15
Nope.
and a 7.
No, sir.
Calder, the attack against you is a 20.
That will hit. Or actually, I'll spend a spell slot to cast Shield.
Okay.
So that will raise my AC to 22.
All right. And Oddity. It's a whole lot of 5.
Yay!
And 3 more swarms of spiders are coming up the stairs. there, so we kind of recognize the fact that they're coming up the stairs. All right. With that, Deluge, you're up.
Okay. What? I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the one bothering Oddity.
All right.
So that is a 14 to hit.
That hits.
Right. That is 8 damage and 3 damage. So 11
Well, the
damage.
8 damage was more than enough to do it.
Yay!
All right. Anything else?
I guess I'm gonna just let's see. Can I use all of my bardic inspirations at once?
No.
Not use them, but like give them to people.
No, you can do one at a
Bardic
time, though.
overload.
Bardic overload achieved.
Like to cast Cyclonic Rift.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my hand on Oddity's shoulder and be like, "You're the bravest woman I've ever met," and give her bardic inspiration.
Nice.
That's 1d6.
That's what. Yes, 1d6 for ability check, attack rolls, and saving throws.
All right. And before Calder gets to go, a croaking is heard from the pocket.
D20, right?
Yeah.
4.
You do not have to roll a d6.
Nice.
Well, no, it's a d6 and then you roll a d20.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Roll a d6. Sorry.
3.
Now you roll a d20. Thank you for that correction.
A 1. My God, am I cursed? Hope this
roll
goes
me
away.
a d4, please.
4?
Roll me a d4.
3.
All right. For the next 4 rounds, all of you have your AC reduced by 2.
Oh, good. Thanks.
Awesome.
Sorry, y'all.
You get to go, Calder.
My rolling tonight is just hideous.
All right, so I guess I'll take a swing at this spider swarm right there in front of me.
Go for it.
The one I just pinged. That's going to be a 23.
23 hits.
It's 7 points of slashing damage. All right. Next attack, same swarm. That will be a 11.
11 misses.
All right, and then my bonus attack or bonus action, I'm going to swing again, and that's going to be a 12.
12 hits.
That's going to be 11 points of slashing damage,
Noted.
and I'm going to stay right there.
All right. Circes, you're up.
So I got surrounded by swarms. I guess I'm gonna try to make halberd attack effective this shot. There's a 17, 23. That would be a total of 7 slashing. What with a swarm of spiders, but
I've been doing
21.
something wrong. Oh, you guys are in worse shape than I thought. I'll wait till the next round to remind myself that they have resistance to slashing damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say because they're a swarm.
Right.
That's what I thought. So that one will be 7 damage.
I'm not going to count it until. Your second one 7 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
All right.
I was thinking that was a problem with.
Yeah, because
Swarms.
there's at least 1, if not 3 more rounds of spiders.
Yeah.
All right. We are now to Oddity.
I got nothing that won't hurt everybody else. tossing Ray of Frost around.
Go for it.
That is a 14.
14 hits.
That's 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. Noted. You eliminate another swarm. Is that the end of your turn?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Spiders scurry up the stairwell. Deluge, you're still tucked back in the corner, so you're not getting attacked. Oddity, you have 1. Calder, you have 2. Circus, you have 2. All right. And let's see. Oddity, the one attacking you. That is a 14.
That hits.
All right. You take 10 points of piercing damage. Calder, the first one's attacking you.
Okay.
That's 9, 10, 11, 12.
That does not hit.
The second one is a 17.
I'm trying to think. That will. That hits. Yeah, that will hit.
Okay. So you take 10 points of piercing damage.
It.
And Circe. That is a 19.
That hits. Don't forget our AC is down by 2.
Yep. You take 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then a 14.
That one misses.
All right. No more spiders are coming up the stairs.
Ouch.
Deluge, you're up.
Okay.
Okay, how to make it? Now that I agree. If I do an attack like Vicious Mockery or Dissonant Whisper, is it like one spider that like will explode?
One swarm.
Okay, so I'm gonna do Vicious Mockery.
Okay.
1/3 of a hit point.
So make me a Wisdom save, please.
Wisdom save. That's a fail.
Awesome. So they take. Hold on. They will take 7 damage.
Noted. You hurl a slew of insults at spiders, and they are so hurt by your words that they take 7 damage.
Yeah, that happened.
That happened.
Oh dear.
Just like in The Hobbit, Lazy Lob, Addercop. Pissed the spiders off.
Anything else, Deluge?
Nah, I'm gonna save it because I can't keep using my like 3rd level spell.
All right, Calder, you're up.
All right, so let's see. Again, I think I was attacking that one. Actually, what I'm going to do is my bonus action. I am going to use my second wind, so I get a 1d10 plus 6 health back. That's going to be 10 points of health that I recovered.
Nice.
And then I am going to attack this one right here. So first attack, that's going to be a 12.
That is a hit.
And so that's going to be 6 points of slashing damage.
Noted.
And second attack, same one, is going to be a 17.
17 hits.
Or 9 points of slashing damage.
All right.
And then that's my turn.
All right. All right. Circe.
All right. Man, still got a lot of spiders. Okay. How about attacks? Swarm right in front of me. Does a 21 hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay, that's 5 damage.
Is that already halved or is that the total?
No, that was the total. So 2 damage.
I'll do 3.
I'm gonna go ahead and spend a spell slot to Divine Smite it,
Go for it.
and that gets me 2. Yeah. These aren't undead or fiend spiders.
No.
2d8 for 5 more. That's all radiant. These rolls are horrible. And then a nat 20.
I'll let that hit this time.
And that's a 7 plus 3 is 10. Do I roll the die a second time?
It's up to you. You roll the dice twice or you double the damage.
I'm going to double the damage to 20, so
Oh, it's
he'll
double the
take 10.
dice. It'll be double the dice.
So what does that mean? Roll a second
No,
d10?
so
Or add, okay, yeah, not the...
it'll be 18.
17.
17,
Sorry,
got it.
17, my bad.
Is that 17 slashing?
Yeah, so half of that. And I'm not going to spend a spell slot this time.
All
Hoping
right.
all that at least kills one of those stupid swarms.
Nope,
Did it kill
because
it?
I
or no?
remember the slashing damage thing this time.
Yeah,
All right.
didn't take it down.
It's close. It's much smaller than what it was by
Good.
far. And some would say if you were on a scale of 1 to 22, it's at about a 6. Then Oddity, you're up.
I can't do a tidal wave again. I'll kill people.
Yeah, please don't.
Another ray of frost.
Go for it.
That is 23 to hit.
That hits.
That's all of. Wait, was that 5 or? Okay, this is 7. 12 points of damage.
Looking real rough. Now the spiders get to go. All right, so we're gonna have the one attack Oddity. That is a 14.
It's
All right, you take 7 points of piercing damage. Then the first one's going to attack Calder. That is a 17.
That will hit.
All right, you will take 8 points of piercing damage. Before the next 3 groups attack, there's a croaking frog that goes off in somebody's pocket.
No.
Aye, that, laddie. Man, I've
So roll a
messed up
D6
my
first.
thing. Yep. That's a 4.
Nothing happens.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
We've
Alright.
got what, 2 rounds down with the AC -2.
Yep.
Very well.
And then the second round of spiders is going to attack or wait, no. I already did 2 attacks on you, Calder, or just 1?
He just did one on me.
Okay. The second one, it fails. And then the 2 attacking Circes. That, with its modifier, makes it 22 minus 17. So it's a fail. I just wanted to scare you a little bit, Circes. And then
Okay.
11.
Both of those miss.
All right. Top of the order.
Top of the order.
Top of the order. Deluge,
Gee.
you're up.
All right.
Top of the order to you.
Fucking fighter. I'm gonna just Eldritch Blast the nearest group.
Go for it.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, dirty hits.
Right. So they will take
Boys.
a grand total of 9 damage.
They take a grand total of getting wiped off the deck of the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's all I'm.
All right.
Something tells me Greg wouldn't be very helpful.
Calder, you're up.
Alright, so let's see. Again, I'm gonna keep attacking the one that's right in front of me there. I'm gonna ping that one, the one on the stairs there.
All
So
right.
first attack. That will be a 13.
13 hits.
For 10 points of slashing damage.
All right.
Second attack, same one. Would be a 17.
17 hits.
For that's going to be 8 points of slashing damage.
What did I just do? I don't know what I just did. But that's okay. Got it.
And I guess I'm going to keep swinging at it with my bonus action. That's going to be a 26.
26 hits.
For 12 points of slashing damage.
Just enough.
And that will be my turn.
All right. Cirrus, you're up.
I'm going to take 2 swings, or at least my first attack on. Well, actually, I got 3 of them I can reach, but so whichever swarm looks to be damaged.
Okay.
I'm guessing a 9 misses.
9 misses.
Oh my god! And 11 misses.
11 misses, barely. You barely
Why?
missed. Your halberd gets stuck in
I'll
the...
just go back to sleep. Wake me when it's over.
All right.
It's been...
Then Oddity.
I'm gonna reinfrost this one.
Okay.
Oh, whichever one is out. Let's see if things came up. That's a natural 1.
That's a natural miss.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. High five, Oddity.
All right. And now
Reinfrost hits the wall.
it hits the wall. There's a neat little ice sculpture. Looks a little bit like Olaf. All right, now the spiders get to go. They're going to spread around a little bit, though. These ones are going to work their way back to Deluge.
Would I get an attack about? Nah, they didn't move there, so yeah.
Nope.
Would I get one?
Nope.
Oh, they're still within my range.
Yep.
Crafty DM.
Yep. It's what I do. It's what I do. So we're attacking
Actually,
Deluge.
that one would have given me an attack of opportunity
Oh, yeah. You'd have an... Yeah, go for it.
because he moved from in my range to out of my range. Never mind. 10.
Miss. So we're attacking Deluge, Calder, and Cirrus.
When do I get access?
Deluge.
When do I get access to the wizard spell list? Because I'm currently meleeing as if I were a wizard. When does that kick in?
At level 22. So that's a 10 against Cirrus.
That's a miss. Thankfully, they're not doing.
That's a 18 against Calder.
That will hit.
All right, you take from that one. You take 2 points of piercing damage. Deluge. That's a 19 coming at you.
That'll hit.
All right, you take 9 points of piercing damage.
Ow. Stop.
All right, back to the top of the order. Deluge, you're up.
I'm in a tremendous amount of pain. Let's see. More Eldritch Blade.
Go for it.
It's gonna be a 12 to hit
12 hits.
for grand total of 17 damage.
You said 7?
17.
17. Nice. It looks rough.
And that's all I got.
Calder, you're up.
Alright. So I'm going to attack the one that slid right in front of me. So first attack would be a dirty 20.
That hits.
That's going to be 8 points of slashing damage.
Done and done.
Second attack, same one. That's going to
It's
be
dead.
a
It's gonna move on to a
17.
different one now. But yeah.
The one in front of Deluge.
All right, 17
So
hits.
That will be 6 points of slashing damage.
That is okay. Yep.
And then my bonus action, I'm going to swing with my offhand. That would be an 11.
11
I
misses.
believe that misses, and that would be my turn.
All right. Circe.
All right, gonna take. Come on, cursor. 2 pokes at that dude.
Go for it.
Is a 15 enough?
It is.
Okay, that's max damage.
Oh, wait,
13.
it's you? No, sorry, that's a mess.
Yeah. 13 is the full damage, so half, 6.
That's enough. You destroy it.
And a 16, is that enough?
Can you reach the other ones?
I have a 10-foot reach, so yeah.
Yeah.
So 9 damage on the so 4.
Just enough. You are no longer in initiative.
Anyone else annoyed by spider?
Yep.
If you guys would have gone
Holy.
one more person's turn, it would have been another frog, by the way.
Oh god.
I didn't mean to hurt anybody. I'm sorry. I kind of panicked.
It's okay.
But didn't you say we
love you.
saved our saving throws?
Yeah.
But we still took half. How much was that? I didn't chart that. 22? That was 22, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Ow.
You guys would have all taken 11 damage.
11.
Oh.
Because I did not make my save. So 11. Okay. I did not count.
Really sorry.
What's up, guys?
That was what, like water damage?
Yeah, bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it put the fire out, so
Yeah.
that's kind of important on a boat.
And then the water disappears, which is the most important part of that spell, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, enough with the water, I think.
I just was trying to wash them away. That's why.
How bad is anybody? I can do some healing if anybody's in bad shape.
On a scale of 1 to 45, I'm a 10, so please.
Very well.
1 to 38, I'm at 13.
How about you, Conan?
I'm good. I'll be good for right now.
All right. I will cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level on each of my compadres.
Okay.
2d8 plus 2, ladies.
Okay. Oh my god. I got 4.
Nice. Yeah. Should we, do you think we should take a rest?
Yeah, please.
Are you guys going to try to rest in place?
Take a short rest? Is that a doorway they're coming out? Can we close?
It's stairs. They go down.
Okay. Perhaps we should go back out on the deck and just rest. What's a short rest? An hour?
No, it's moments.
Long enough to
Like 5 minutes.
heal.
Yeah.
Long enough to heal up a bit.
Pull some bandages out of the
I would love to do that.
building.
All right, so
If I can get my breath weapon back and then I can hit dice.
I'm gonna spend 2 on my hit dice. 2.
We'll do this. And as you guys are taking your short rest, you can look off to the horizon and you see a small sloop approaching this ship
Perfect.
and the other one.
Oh no.
And with that, we will pick it up next week. Or at least next time. Hopefully next week, but next time.
Okay, I got 3 hit die. 2, 3. Force 13 plus 6 is 18. Okay, 18. And there's a sloop coming, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. You guys have anything you guys want to pitch out there before we end it?
Nothing for me.
Spiders are actually great to have in your house, and you shouldn't kill them. Try to let them outside if at all possible.
Or
I
light them
love
on fire and hit them with razor frost. One or the other.
No, spiders are good. Spiders are fun.
Spiders are good. But thank you everybody for hung out with us tonight. We are going to launch a raid. We're going to find somebody worthy of your guys' views. Look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Just to throw this out there at the end of my stream, I did already tweet this out there that I will be doing a giveaway for my 400 follower mark, which I hit, which still blows my mind.
Congratulations.
I'll be giving
Very,
away
very
10,
nice.
10 random Steam game codes. And for my followers and subs, I've got a $50 Amazon gift card. Subs will have 2 times
Nice.
entries, and you will need to have been following me for at least an hour. That should be on Monday, but that is subject to change based on the needs of Misfortune's Glory crew as well as my family. So stay tuned on Twitter to hear more, to see if that changes or when that does take effect. All that being said, we will see you guys again next time. Thank you so much for hanging out. Much love. Wash your goddamn hands. Practice social isolation, and we'll see you again soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.